Our next part writing exercise is in the key of E major. The anacrusis is a triad with the third in the bass. The root must be F sharp. It is a minor 2/6 chord. The first downbeat is a root position 5 chord. The third chord is a 7th chord with the 7th in the bass. If A is the 7th, the root must be B. It is a 5/4/2 chord. Remember, the function, the Roman numeral, is always determined by the root, not the bass. Beat 3 of the first full measure is a first inversion triad. The root is E. It is a 1/6 chord. The last chord in the measure is a 7th chord with the third in the bass. The root is B, and it is a 5/6/5 chord. The final measure starts and ends with root position tonic triads. Beat 2 is a root position 7th chord, a 5/7 chord. The melody ends on Do, and we have a perfect authentic cadence. The exercise starts with the third in the bass and the 5th in the soprano. This first chord needs a root, F sharp, and a doubling, either soprano or root. Notice that the second chord puts a real spacing constraint on our voicing. In the first chord, the alto cannot sing above an F sharp 4, or it will create voice overlap with the soprano moving to the downbeat. We will put the F sharp in the alto and double the soprano with the tenor. The 5 chord has only a perfect 5th between the bass and the soprano. The tenor will move down by step in contrary motion with the bass to double the root at the unison. The alto will sing D sharp, the third. On the second beat of the first full measure, the bass is singing the 7th, and the soprano is singing the 5th. We need a root and a third, a B and a D sharp. Fortunately, the tenor and alto are already singing a B and a D sharp, and neither voice needs to move. The 7th in the bass has been prepared and resolved for you. It moves down by step to the third of the 1/6 chord. The soprano moves to the 5th of the tonic chord. We need a root and a doubling, either the soprano or another root. The leading tone, D sharp, in the alto resolves up to Do, E. The tenor can stay on B to double the soprano. The last chord of the first full measure has the third in the bass and the 7th in the soprano. We need a root and a 5th, a B and an F sharp. The tenor can remain on B, and the alto can move up by step to the F sharp. Moving to the downbeat of the second measure, the 7th of the 5/7 chord resolves down by step in the soprano. The leading tone is resolved to Do in the bass. The tonic triad needs a 5th and another root. The tenor can stay at home on the B. The alto will move by step to E. The cadential dominant chord has the root in the bass and the 5th in the alto. It needs a third, the leading tone, and a 7th. The alto and the tenor each move down by step, properly approaching their respective tendency tones, the leading tone D sharp in the alto and the chordal 7th, A, in the tenor. In the final dominant to tonic progression, the chordal 7th in the tenor resolves down by step to G sharp, and the leading tone resolves up by step to E as shown. The leading tone may be frustrated and the alto may sing a B in the final chord. Notice, with the exception of the initial skip down a third in the alto, all of our inner voice movement is by step or not moving at all.